Arionne just dropped a bomb, and the internet is in flames. She's calling out Melody Sherry, claiming she's trumping Martell. And her, yes, you heard that right. But what does she mean? Is this just another attempt to stir the pot? Or is there something deeper at play? Stay tuned, because we're diving into all the juicy details, the hidden messages, and what this really means for the ongoing drama between Melody Martell and Arionne. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. The drama between Melody Sherry Martell, Holt, and Arionne Curry seems like a never-ending saga that just keeps getting messier. Every time we think things have settled down, someone throws another bomb into the mix, and this time it's Arionne who has everyone talking. She's making some bold claims, saying that Melody is trumping both her and Martell. But what does she really mean by that? Is she admitting defeat? Is she acknowledging Melody's success? Or is this yet another attempt to paint herself as the victim in this complicated love triangle? As always, the internet has gone into full detective mode, breaking down every single word Arionne has said and trying to decode the deeper meaning behind it. Also, in today's video, we're going to break it all down: what Arionne actually said, how Melody has responded, if at all, and what this could mean for the ongoing tension between these three. Plus, we'll take a look at how social media is reacting, because let's be honest, the fans always have the most savage takes. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. And before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on this drama. Alright, let's start with the core of this drama. Arionne Curry's latest statement. She recently took to social media to claim that Melody is trumping both her and Martell. Now, if you've been following the saga for a while, you know that every single word spoken by these three carries layers of hidden meanings, pettiness, and shade. So what exactly did Arionne mean by saying Melody is trumping them? Let's break it down. Is Arionne admitting that Melody is winning? The word trumping suggests that someone is outdoing or surpassing others. In this case, it sounds like Arionne is acknowledging that Melody is ahead, whether it's in business, personal growth, or simply public perception. Melody has been thriving as a single mother, entrepreneur, and TV personality, while Martell and Arionne have been dealing with a wave of backlash. If this is what she meant, then wow, that's quite an admission coming from Arionne, who has spent years trying to paint herself as the victim. Or is she trying to say that Melody is manipulating the situation? Some people believe that Arionne's comment wasn't a compliment, but rather a way to suggest that Melody is playing the game better than everyone else. In other words, Arionne might be implying that Melody is controlling the narrative, getting public sympathy, and making herself look like the winner, while Martell and Arionne take all the heat. Was this a moment of frustration? Let's not forget Arionne has had a rough time on social media. She has been dragged, called a dyed chick for years, and constantly blamed for Martell and Melody's messy divorce. Maybe this was a moment where she just let the truth slip out. Maybe she's tired of fighting against Melody's success and public support, or maybe she's jealous of Melody's ability to rise above the drama while she's stuck dealing with the consequences of her choices. So now that we've broken down what Arionne meant by saying Melody is trumping her and Martell, we have to ask, is this her way of admitting defeat? For years, Arionne has been fighting to prove that she was not just a side chick, but a woman who Martell genuinely loved and wanted to be with. She has clapped back at critics, thrown shade at Melody, and tried to paint herself as a victim, but this recent statement makes it seem like the reality of her situation is finally hitting her. Ariel versus Melody, who really won? Let's be real, when the affair first came to light, some people thought Arionne had won because Martell was spending time with her and eventually had a child with her. But now, years later, the situation has shifted. Melody is thriving. She's independent, securing the bag with her businesses, and has full custody of her kids. Martell is struggling. His businesses have suffered. He lost in court, and his public image has taken a major hit. Arionne is isolated. She's constantly being dragged online, and even though she had Martell's child, it doesn't seem like their relationship has gone the way she expected. This is why her saying Melody is trumping them hits so hard. It sounds like she's admitting that in the long run, Melody came out on top. Does this mean Arionne regrets getting involved? Arionne has always stood firm in her position, saying that she wasn't the one who broke up Martell and Melody's marriage, and that she was misled about his situation. But now her tone is different. If she's truly admitting that Melody is trumping her, then that raises the question, does she regret her role in this entire situation? Think about it. Arionne has spent years defending herself against online attacks. She's been embarrassed publicly as Martell continues to go back and Fourth, between her and Melody, she's watched Melody build an empire while she's left dealing with Martell's inconsistencies. At this point, she has to be wondering, was it all worth it? Did Martell play both women? Here's where things get really messy. We all know Martell is the common denominator in this entire situation. While Arionne and Melody have been indirectly and sometimes directly at war, Martell has been sitting back and playing both sides. Let's break it down. Martell cheated on Melody with Arionne for years, but still tried to hold on to his marriage. Even after Melody divorced him, he never fully committed to Arionne, instead choosing to keep things open-ended. He has gone back and forth between the two women, using them to his advantage when it suits him. Now that we've unpacked Arionne's statement about Melody trumping her and Martell, the next big question is, how does Martell really feel about all of this? For years, Martell has been caught between these two women, constantly switching sides, depending on what benefits him at the moment. But now that tried to hold on to his marriage. Even after Melody divorced him, he never fully committed to Arionne, instead choosing to keep things open-ended. He has gone back and forth between the two women, using them to his advantage when it suits him. Now that we've unpacked Arionne's statement about Melody trumping her and Martell, the next big question is, how does Martell really feel about all of this? For years, Martell has been caught between these two women, constantly switching sides, depending on what benefits him at the moment. But now that Arionne is publicly admitting that Melody is coming out on top, could this be a sign that Martell is losing control over the situation? Or is he playing the long game, waiting for the right moment to regain power? Let's take a deep dive into Martell's possible motives and how he might be reacting behind the scenes. Martell's history of manipulation, a pattern of control. To truly understand Martell's reaction, we need to go back and analyze how he has handled things in the past throughout his relationship with both Melody and Arionne. Martell has exhibited a clear pattern of manipulation and control during his marriage to Melody. Martell kept his affair with Arionne going for years while still presenting himself as a family man. He wanted the security of his marriage, but also the thrill of his side relationship. After Melody divorced him, Martell made a big show of trying to win her back, not necessarily because he loved her, but because he saw his power slipping away. When that didn't work, he started playing the victim, making it seem like he was the one who had been wronged with Arionne. Martell has never publicly claimed her as his woman, despite the fact that they have a child together. Instead, he has kept her in a position where she is always chasing validation from him, never fully securing the title of his main partner. Now, with Arionne finally acknowledging Melody's success, it could mean that Martell's hold over her is weakening. And if there's one thing we know about Martell, it's that he does not like to lose control. Martell's current struggles, the fall of his public image. Martell's reaction to Arionne's statement is even more complicated when we consider the downward spiral his public IM has taken over the last few years. Financial struggles, with Melody moving on and building her own empire, Martell has struggled to maintain the same level of success. His business ventures have suffered, and without Melody by his side, he has had difficulty keeping up. Custody battle drama, the court ruled in Melody's favor when it came to their children, granting her full custody. This was a huge blow to Martell, who had been pushing for more control. Relationship instability, even though Martell has been linked to other women, including Cher Whitfield, there has been no sign of a stable, serious relationship. This could be because Martell is still clinging to the past, unable to accept that he no longer has power over Melody or Arionne the way he once did. If Martell were in a strong position right now, he might not even care what Arionne says, but the reality is he is losing ground in every area of his life. And now even Arionne, the woman who once defended him at all costs, is admitting that Melody is doing better than both of them. The power's shift. Is Martell trying to get back in Melody's good graces? If we look at Martell's past behavior, it wouldn't be surprising if he started trying to reconnect with Melody now that he sees her winning. This is a pattern we have seen before. Whenever Melody makes a major move, Martell tries to reinsert himself into her life, whether it's through public comments, interviews, or social media posts. He always finds a way to remind people that he was once a part of her success. Martell knows that Melody's influence is valuable while Arionne is stuck in the background dealing with negative press. Melody is making business moves, getting opportunities, and controlling the narrative of her own life. Martell may try to position himself as a changed man. If he can convince the public that he has grown and matured, he might try to make a case for reconciliation, not necessarily romantic, but maybe a friendship or co-parenting. relationship that benefits him in some way. But here's the problem: Melody has seen this all before. She knows Martell's tactics, and she has made it clear that she is not looking back, which leads us to the biggest question of all: is Martell finally losing control over both women? For years, Martell has been able to maintain some level of control over both Melody and Arionne. Even after Melody left him, he was still able to provoke reactions from her, and he knew that Arionne would always be waiting for him on the side. But now that dynamic is shifting. Melody has completely moved on. She's focusing on her career, her kids, and her personal growth. She no longer reacts to Martell the way she used to, and she has built a life where he is no longer needed. Arionne is finally realizing that she lost. Her recent statement about Melody trumping her and Martell is a sign that she is beginning to see the reality of her situation. Instead of standing by Martell and defending him, she is admitting that the tables have turned. Martell is running out of options. He is burned bridges, lost business opportunities, and damaged his reputation. If he can't control Melody and Arionne anymore, what does he have left? This is the biggest shift we've seen in this saga so far. Martell is no longer the man in control, and he knows it. If there's one thing that has played a major role in this entire saga, it's social media. From Instagram lives to YouTube discussions, TikTok debates, and Twitter drags, the internet has been watching Martell, Melody, and Arionne's every move. But here's where things get interesting. Public opinion has shifted, and it's not in Martell or Arionne's favor. Once upon a time, there were fans who sympathized with Arionne, believing that she was just a woman caught in a complicated situation. Others felt that Martell had been wronged in his divorce and deserved more credit for trying to keep his family together. But fast forward to today, and that sympathy has nearly disappeared. Social media has turned against both Martell and Arionne in a major way. Let's break down how this happened and why it matters. The role of Instagram and live streams. Arionne's biggest mistake: Arionne has used Instagram as her primary platform to vent, rant, and share her side of the story. But here's the problem: instead of gaining support, she's made herself look even worse. Her emotional rants have exposed her insecurities. Every time goes live, she reminds the world that she is still obsessed with Melody and Martell's relationship. Her refusal to hold Martell accountable has backfired. At one point, people were willing to feel sorry for her, but when she kept defending Meryl and attacking Melody, fans lost patience. She contradicts herself. One day, she's claiming she doesn't care about Melody, and the next, she's making statements about how Melody is trumping her and Martell. The inconsistency has made it hard for people to take her seriously. Instead of building a strong narrative for herself, Arionne has given social media more reasons to side with Melody, and the numbers don't lie. If you look at the comment sections on her live streams or posts, the majority of people are dragging her, telling her to move on, get therapy, and stop talking about Melody. The more she speaks, the more people see her as the woman who wasted years waiting for a man who never truly claimed her. At this point, Arionne is fighting a battle she already lost. YouTube and bloggers. The rise of Melody's supporters. While Arionne and Martell have struggled with their public image, Melody's fan base has grown tremendously. YouTube channels, bloggers, and podcasters have been covering every twist and turn in this drama, and guess what? Melody is winning in the court of public opinion. Bloggers and commentators have praised Melody's growth. Instead of engaging in the drama, she's focusing on her business, kids, and personal development. That's a winning strategy. Fans see her as a strong, independent woman. She left Martell, built her empire, and didn't let the negativity consume her. That's why people respect her. Every time Arionne speaks, it makes Melody look better. Arionne's bitterness and obsession contrast with Melody's maturity, making it easy for fans to choose sides. The more the internet talks about this, the clearer it becomes. Melody is the one people want to see succeed. Meanwhile, Martell and Arionne are losing credibility by the day. Twitter and TikTok, where the drags are relentless. If you think Instagram and YouTube are bad for Martell and Arionne, Twitter and TikTok are even worse. Memes and jokes about Martell's downfall are everywhere. People are making fun of his financial struggles, his relationship drama, and his attempts to remain relevant. Ariana is being called a forever side chick. The internet never forgets, and people constantly remind her that she wasted her time with a man who never chose her. The hashtags tell the whole story whenever a new update happens. Twitter and TikTok explode with hashtag Team Melody, hashtag Karma, and hashtag Side Chick Chronicles trending, while Martell and Arionne remain stuck in a cycle of drama and online embarrassment. Melody Sherry is thriving. She is proving to everyone that she is not just a reality TV star but a business mogul. loving mother and a woman who refuses to be defined by her past. But how exactly is she turning all of this negativity into power and success? Let's break down her next big moves and why she's positioning herself to be more successful than ever before. Melody's business empire is expanding. She's playing the long game. One of the biggest reasons Melody is winning right now is because she isn't just sitting around talking about the drama. She's making major business moves behind the scenes. She's already built multiple successful ventures, including her skincare line. Melody's beauty and self-care brand has been making waves. Women love her products, and her fan base continues to grow. Her real estate and property investments she's been securing properties and making money moves outside of reality TV. Her music career, say what you want, but Melody's music has been doing well, and she's gaining more exposure. Her songs are personal, powerful, and resonate with women who have gone through similar experiences. Brand partnerships and sponsorships. She's been collaborating with businesses and securing the bag outside of love and marriage. Huntsville, unlike Martell, who is struggling to maintain financial stability, Melody is building long-term wealth, and this is why the internet is rooting for her. She's not just surviving, she's thriving. But that's not all. Melody is winning the co-parenting battle and the court of public opinion. Co-parenting with a toxic ex is never easy, especially when that ex is still trying to control the narrative, but Melody has handled it all with grace and intelligence. Despite Martell's attempts to make her look like a bad mother, play the victim in court, gain sympathy online, Melody has continued to put her kids first and keep her personal business off the internet. She doesn't engage in unnecessary social media fights. She doesn't break down in public rants. She doesn't beg for sympathy. Instead, she lets her actions speak for themselves. People see her as the mature one, while Martell is viewed as the bitter ex who won't let go. At this point, every move Martell makes only strengthens Melody's position as the stable and responsible parent. And let's not forget the courts pay attention to this too. If Martell keeps acting out, he might just lose even more when it comes to custody. Melody is becoming a bigger star, more opportunities, more power. Reality TV can be a blessing or a curse. While some people get stuck in endless drama with no real growth, others use it as a stepping stone to bigger opportunities. And guess what Melody is doing? The latter. She's expanding her brand beyond love and marriage. Huntsville, rumors are swirling that she's considering new TV deals, spin-offs, or even bigger media projects. Her influence in the entertainment industry is growing with her music, public appearances, and social media presence. She's proving that she's more than just a reality star. She's networking with the right people. Unlike Martell, who keeps burning bridges, Melody is aligning herself with power players who can help elevate her career. And let's not forget, public perception matters. Fans, brands, and business leaders respect Melody's hustle. She's becoming a brand of her own, and that means she's only going to keep rising. Meanwhile, Martell is Melody's dating life. Is she moving on with someone new now? Let's get to one of the juiciest questions on everyone's mind. Is Melody moving on romantically? While she has kept her dating life private, there have been hints that she may have someone special in her life. Some fans believe that she's quietly dating, but keeping it out of the spotlight. Others think that she's fully focused on her career and not worried about a new man right now. Either way, one thing is clear: she's not desperate to run back to Martell, and that's a huge part of why people respect her. Unlike Arionne, who is willing to settle for a toxic situationship with Martell, Melody has set her standards high and refuses to look back.